I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the Sweetwater Minute. This time out, a new channel strip from PreSonus. Let's get started. This is the RC500 channel strip from PreSonus, comprising a preamp, a compressor, and an equalizer. The RC500 has been designed using some of PreSonus's high-end technology, including the compressor and the equalizer from the ADL700. Let's take a tour of the features of the RC500. Starting from the left, we have a switch that determines where our input is coming from. On the front panel, we have a direct input for instruments. Following this, we have the controls for the preamp. First, we have 4 switches. A polarity switch for reversing the phase 180 degrees. Then we have an 80 Hz low-cut or high-pass filter. Below that, we have our 48-volt phantom power switch and a 20 dB pad that's applied to the microphone input. Our preamp gain control is next in the line, and that gives us up to 70 dB of gain on the microphone input, plenty for just about any kind of microphone, whether you're using a dynamic, a condenser, or a ribbon, and it gives us 35 dB of control over the gain of line inputs. Next up, we have the compressor, which is based on the compression section in the ADL700. The compressor has a 3-to-1 ratio. You determine the amount of compression by where you set the threshold control and by how hard you're driving that section using the preamp gain. We've got variable attack and release control, so you can tailor the response of the compressor, and we can switch the compressor in and out if we like. There's also a switch in the compression section for determining what's feeding the meter. Normally you'd feed the meter with the output from the RC500, but you can also switch it to indicate the gain reduction from the compressor. To the right of the VU meter, we have the equalization section of the RC500, and this is again based on the equalizer that's in the ADL700. It's a 3-band EQ. Each band has sweepable frequency and a gain control. The high and the low bands can be switched from peak response to shelving response. And of course, we can bypass the equalizer if we like. Wrapping things up on the front panel, we have a master level control that sets the amount of volume that you're sending to the next stage in your recording chain, whether that's your audio interface, your DAW, or a tape machine. On the back panel, we have XLR inputs for line level and for mic level. Next to that is our send and return section. Now these are 1/4-inch balanced inputs and outputs, so you can send out to an external piece of gear and then bring your signal back in. You can also use the send as a direct output from the preamplifier stage. And finally, we have our output section, which is available on XLR and on balanced 1/4-inch. The RC500 is designed with a minimal signal path, especially for the preamp. It's transformer coupled and Class A designed, and it's really a transparent sounding preamp. Nice tight bottom end, sparkling top end, then you can tailor that sound however you like using your dynamics control and your equalizer. It's a very versatile channel strip. If you're looking for a channel strip that can cover a lot of bases for you, the RC500 can definitely do the job. Whether you're working with instrument inputs, line level inputs that you're processing through the equalizer and the compressor, or you're bringing in ribbon, dynamic, or condenser mics, the RC500 can handle just about any task you throw at it. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the PreSonus RC500. Thanks for joining me for the Sweetwater Minute. I'm Mitch Gallagher.